what is going on, everyone? Shiva Sapkota here with another Tesla video. Today I'm going to show you a super cool accessory where you have a little button that you press right here, and then within seconds you go from a fully opaque background here to a transparent glass that you normally see. So if you want to stargaze and have this transparent background, but then when there is a direct sun glare right now, there is a sun here, and if you want to block that as much as possible, you don't want as much light while driving at nighttime and things like that, then all you have to do is press this button here and it just changes the roof. So this is an add-on product. We're gonna show you how to install that today. This was sent to us by Pimp My EV. This is the same company that has sent us a lot of products in the past, including the rear screens, the front screen, the cup holder. They have a lot of products that in their website they carry for not just Tesla, but for other EVs as well. If you find today's video helpful, and if you haven't already done so, please help us by subscribing to the channel and also engaging with our videos. That means liking, subscribing, commenting, anything that you want to let me know in the comment section. If you just want to let me know that I did a good job in this video, or if you have any feedback, any question, anything, smiley face, please put those in the comment section. I really do appreciate it because it helps us rank higher in YouTube's algorithm with any engagement, sharing in different forums, anything that you can do to help us grow, because we can continuously bring videos like this in the future. Thank you very much. Let's get started. Take a pry tool and remove this top side bracket. Then we need to remove this plastic fastener using a pry tool. This is in a bit of an awkward position, but should come out pretty easily. You're going to start removing the bracket from the left edge and make your way towards the front. There are no other screws, and this whole plastic bracket is held down by internal clips. Then you can completely remove this bracket and set it aside. We ran other cables for different accessories through these locations in the past. So after you remove this panel here, I want to show you an overall wiring diagram. After that, it is all about wire routing. That's what 90% of these accessories are all about wire routing. But I want to show you the overall components. This does look a little intensive, but I will explain step by step on where all of this needs to be plugged in. So this is everything that the kit comes with. It's a big wiring harness, and what you need to do is, first of all, you need to reach this plug right here. So if we zoom in a little bit in this area, so this is the plug that we have to tap. Now I have an extra connector here. You probably don't, because I have powered other stuff in the past. This is a 12-volt outlet here. So if you ever need a 12-volt power, you can tap it to this cables here and you will get that. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, there is this component here. This is a 12-volt plug for this installation here that is embedded within the harness. Now what you need to do is we need to tap into this one. So to do that, you have to press and hold right here on this very middle tab here, and while holding it down you can pull this out, and this is how it comes out. Now what you need to do is take this new harness. So as you saw, there's that new harness with this component here. You are going to just put this male and female, then you got your male component here, and you just take this male component and slide it into this opening where you remove the first male component from. So this is how this whole circuit becomes complete. Now you got 12 volt coming into this harness here. Now moving on to the rest of the components here, this guy right here is for your control unit. So you're going to plug in the control unit like this, and you can install this on the window. You can try to hide it under the glove box. You can put wherever this fits. It's just about hiding it, but this is where you plug this in. It's just a single male connector, as you saw on the harness, that goes on this control box here. You just plug it in and it clicks into place. After you have plugged it here for the male female for the power, and then you plug this control unit, you're left with 3 different plugs here. There are 2 female plugs and there's 1 male plug. This male plug, it looks like this is a slightly larger plug, goes into this remote control unit. So this is the remote control unit to turn on and off the feature, and all you have to do is align this here and then push it in, and there is a little opening on the side. You just have to push this in and then it clicks into its place. So the remote control is fully installed here. You are left with just 2 outlets here. These are the 2 plugs. These are 2 female plugs. This is where you are going to take your extension cable. So there are 2 extension cables that they send. This looks like this. Each of these extension cable have one male plug and then two female plugs. So there are two female plugs here, there's one male plug, and all you have to do is take this two female outlet from the actual harness, not the extension, and plug in the male extensions to them. Again, by inserting them right here, then now you have completed all of your plugs. Now you're just left with 4 plugs at the end. That is where you are going to install it on the actual unit, which I'll show you next. Here you got these 2 sunsets here, one for the rear, one for the front. And then they also send you this liner here with the 3M tape on it. I'm not totally sure what this is for, because if we put this on top like that, I don't think it's going to hold this, because these are quite heavy here. And so I'll figure that out as I go. There is also some tape. I think these are very helpful when you're trying to put this in, because you got to peel this off, put some spray soap here, and then paste it like how you would do a typical PPF process. And then they also send you some Velcros here with some insulation. So they send you everything you need. No directions for me, maybe because they're trying to create a installation guide using my video, but I would have appreciated a little bit more directions on how to do it. I can figure it out because there's those 2 plugs. I know the plugs down there. Hopefully I figured it out and show you all on how to do this. I'm confident though. We have done something like this in the past. Now, as far as the actual film goes here, you can peel this off. If we zoom in a little bit closer here, you can peel this off on both sides. So there's that side, and then you can also peel this off on this side here. This is so that if the package has been scratched and whatnot, this film is at least protected here. And they say to just use some soap water solution to apply to this and then just paste it. And then you can use any of the tools that you typically use on a screen protector installation to take the foam out, any of the bubbles out. That's like a squeegee, that you can use a squeegee to put the bubbles out. So as I said earlier, now you are left with just 4 plugs here that we need to plug into this actual unit. This is for the rear. There is one bigger one for the front. So we're gonna show you how to do this here. It's the exact same process. Now there are 4 of them. One of them is going to be a little bit longer, so you understand which one that one goes for. The rear one is gonna be long. The front one is gonna be short because the routing is shorter. Now what you need to do is just simply align this plug. So we're going to use this right here and then plug this in, and then we're going to do the same thing for the other plug here. We're just going to align it and then plug this in. Nothing happened because we haven't pressed on this remote yet. Now watch what happens when we press on this remote. It's transparent. So when we remove this top part here, it becomes transparent. Then when you press on this remote again, it becomes translucent or opaque in some cases. But this is pretty great that you can see the difference right away. When you press on this remote, it vibrates, and then boom, it changes color here. So for the wire routing purposes, this is the control unit, as I said earlier, and you can paste this here somewhere if you don't mind seeing it, or if you want to completely remove it, there are 4 plastic screws here that you can remove using a pry tool, which allows you to remove this panel here, and then you can hide this on that panel. There is plenty of space all around here. We have put a lot of accessories in the past, so there is a lot of space that we're aware of here. So you can hide that easily on that area. So for the purpose of this demonstration here, we're not going to do a permanent wire routing for us because we're probably going to remove this accessory, and I don't want to go through all of that tedious process to route everything perfectly. But I'm going to show you how to do this anyways. So once you have taken care of this box here, you are left with just 2 wires that you need to route. Now, one of them is the button wire, which is the switch wire. You can take both of these wires all the way from this side all the way up to here. Then for the switch wire, you are going to take it from this headliner piece here, and then you're going to hide it behind all of this and take it right here. Now, because we're going to want to press this and be in a location, ideal location, if you want to put it on driver's side somewhere, that's also fine. There's enough slack for that. But if you want to put it here and hide it, then you can do that. So then you can route this all the way here, again, as I said, go through here, and then that is the main point there. Now for the second one, you're gonna route that cable all the way through this weather stripping here, go all the way from here, and then for the front one, you're gonna have to pass it from behind here to the front, and then route it all the way to here. And for the rear one, you can pass it from that space and route it to the back. Now, if you look at it, mine is out because, as I said earlier, I'm not gonna do a permanent installation. I'm just trying this out. So I didn't go through the whole routing process, but you can use a fishing wire. It might be a little tedious to get behind this panel, but you can pass the wire through this panel. And there is an existing wire through that panel because this dome lights are powered by Tesla. So there isn't a space to route that. It's just, it might be a little tedious to get here. So now we are going to actually install this. Again, keep in mind, you would have probably sprayed some soap and water here or the special solution, whatever they're trying to figure it out. I'll let you know in the description what that solution looks like, but I believe they say soapy water here. You would have removed all this plastic on the front and the back so that you would just have that clean sheet here in the middle. Now, after you do that, you are gonna spray some soap and water here as well on the glass. And then this is where having a helper greatly helps because then you can do this together with the help. But basically, you are going to align this, and then you can just use this. This should start sticking because of that soapy water that you are using. And then once this sticks in place, that is when you can use a squeezy tool to remove all the bubbles that might arise from here. So when you get to the point, then you are going to push this in on both sides so that this is fully connected, and you can start hiding some of that cable here. So push this in. Now you can hide this cable behind there and then install that. So even without the soap, we removed the plastic, and as you can see, it sticks really well. And so all you have to do is remove these air bubbles by using a squeezy. This is from a previous install, so ignore that. But as you can see, it is a pretty straightforward process here if you want to permanently install this here. Just align the edges, and you don't need anything. You can just let this stick. So we're just going to do the edges here, do some testing, and we might permanently put this on. So if you take a look at it here, there are some bubbles. You just use a squeezy to remove those bubbles. They might form here. So it's a little bit of a tedious process. And just remove those bubbles using the squeezy. We're just doing the edges right now, but it fits really well. So now this is all fully connected. We have our remote right here. And what we can do is press on this remote, and this becomes translucent. We can barely see the sun on the top. And then if we press it again, it becomes more of a transparent. It's not fully transparent, but you can see more stuff here. It's pretty clear actually. And then again, pressing this just converts it. So here's my verdict about this product. Let's start with my likes, and then we'll move on to my dislikes. First of all, I like that this is a unique solution. This is not the same old product that you see in the internet, and that goes really well with our channel because that is the goal in this channel. We always try to find you the newest, latest, greatest, very unique technologies for your Tesla so that you can customize it. And for me, who I like my Tesla to look different than anybody else's and try to put new mods and accessories in the car, this is a great product because this is not a similar product that we have reviewed, and I have not seen a single product like this for Tesla anywhere in the internet. Even though I don't have a fancy equipment to test how much this is protecting from the sun and how much reflection there is from this, I do think that it is protecting just even a little bit. When you put this inside, this is an additional layer of an equipment, a part that you're putting underneath your top windshield, the roof there. So it gotta protect at least a little bit from the sun coming in, as well as reflecting the sun's glare. So if you don't like that glare inside and you want to reflect that, I think this is doing a great job. I just can't tell how much, or there is no data to show you like, oh, it's gonna decrease by 10 degrees in the summer. I can't do that. But I do think that having this is better than not having anything there if you need sun's protection. And especially if you have a family member that is sensitive to the sun and you don't want that sun's glare going inside directly, this provides quite a bit of filter for the sun, as you can see from my video earlier. I think the installation is pretty straightforward. It could get tedious to remove some of those panels if you have never done it in the past, but it's not hard. It's not a difficult installation. You just remove that bottom panel, put the 12-volt outlet, and other than that, it's just wire routing and putting everything in. The installation itself, that is now moving on to my negatives of this, is that could become easier. The whole the way that this goes in is you have to put this sticker out, then you have to put it on top and then use a squeegee to remove those bubbles. I think there has to be a better way of doing it. Maybe they put that black strip that they send all around, and then you just slide this in, and so that this is not touching the top surface of the roof. Maybe that is a better solution. There has to be an easier way to do this rather than just sticking this and putting it like a screen protector. Perhaps there is a way we slide this so that this is not even touching the roof on the top. So hopefully they figure out an easier solution. This is a generation 1 of this product, so I'm pretty sure, based on the feedback we get here, there's probably going to be a version 2, hopefully an easier installation for that specific. But other than that, the installation is pretty straightforward. Now, another negative for me was that this did not really come with any installation guide for me. It was just the parts. They sent me some video which was very fast forwarded, one of those typical videos that the vendor sent. So I was a little, how do I install this? So I was a little confused on the installation process, but I have done something like this a lot in this channel, as you are aware. So it was very intuitive for me to figure it out. And I already talked to Pimp My EV, and they say that they are gonna change that. They are gonna send detailed step-by-step guide with pictures. They're gonna link my video. Now you know how to install it. So in the future, when you actually get it, it is going to be a lot better installation guide. You don't even see this listed on their website yet, so nobody has it. It's just me who has this one, and I figured it out and I showed you how to do it. So your version is gonna look a little bit better, and hopefully they even incorporate some of the feedback that we are saying here right now in the video. So what do you all think about this product? Do you like it? Would you get it for your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y? What are your feedback? What are some of the shortcomings of this? The design changes? Do you think this is cool? Anything that you think about this, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I have a lot of Tesla accessories on the way, including super cool instrument clusters in the front, the rear, new rear display. There's so many products coming to the channel soon. Stay tuned for all of this video. Thank you again. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give this video a thumbs up and come back soon for another video.